हेलो एवरीवन, कैसे हैं आप सभी। वेलकम टू द चैनल। सो दिस इज़ द पार्ट 2 ऑफ द बायोलॉजी रिवीजन सीरीज़। पार्ट 1 में हमने टैक्सोनॉमी से लेके सेल एंड देन हेरिडिटी वो पार्ट सारा कंप्लीट कर लिया था। दिस इज़ द पार्ट 2 एंड वी विल स्टार्ट विद द टॉपिक ऑफ बायो फर्टिलाइजर्स। नाउ सम ऑफ द एग्जांपल्स ऑफ बायो फर्टिलाइजर्स आर अजोला, ब्लू ग्रीन algae and rhizobium. And this rhizobium is found in the roots and it has a symbiotic relation with the plant. Also mycorrhiza, just remember this कि mycorrhiza is not a nitrogen fixing organism. The blue green algae as a biofertilizer, it is used in paddy. Now different type of biofertilizers are there and इनका use कहाँ पे होता है. Azobacter is used in wheat whereas rhizobium is used in pea. Blue green algae we have already seen is used in paddy. Now azolla, it is an aquatic fern. It is found in aquatic ecosystem. Mycorrhiza is a phosphatic biofertilizers. Just remember this. ऊपर हमने देख लिया था ये चीज़ कि mycorrhiza is not a nitrogen fixing organism. तो ultimately mycorrhiza है क्या? It is a phosphatic biofertilizers. I hope ये आपको याद रहेगा. Now some of the nitrogen fixing plant. This is the most important topic which can be asked. ये biology के topic से. Just remember the names of the plants. ये UPPSC में भी this has also been asked. UPSC में it has been asked. So ये state PSC में तो आ ही सकता है. Now nitrogen fixing plants. Some of the names are clover, pigeon pea, chickpea, soyabean, alfalfa, lupins, peanuts. These are the example of some of the nitrogen fixing plant. इसको ऐसे याद रख लेना. Clover, pigeon peas. Peas are of two types which are nitrogen fixing. One is pigeon and second one is chickpea. Then comes soyabean, then comes alfalfa, then lupins and peanuts. Paddy is not helpful in nitrogen fixation. अगर इस तरह से क्वेश्चन आता है कि which of the following is not used as a nitrogen fixator, तो paddy will be the correct answer there. Now let us start with the topic of human anatomy, muscle and skeletal system. Human body contains 70% of the water. Most of the human body is made up of oxygen. Now other things in a chronological order which is found in our body is सबसे ज़्यादा oxygen, then there is carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium and then phosphorus. ठीक है, so just remember the name of these elements which are found in our body: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium and phosphorus. See, if you haven't watched part first, you can go to the description of this video. I have already provided you the link, so watch the part first पहले and then you can watch this part. Smallest bone is stapes and it is found in ear. The largest bone is femur. It is found in thigh. Okay, you just need to remember this. Human skulls have 28 bones. Bones are made up of calcium phosphate. तो दो एलिमेंट होता है इसमें, एक तो कैल्शियम होता है, दूसरा फॉस्फेट होता है. Bones are held together with ligaments. Just remember this. Now what are plaques? Plaques, these cause cavities in teeth. These are made up of food particles, saliva, mouth acid and some of the bacteria. So this is what plaque is made up of. Alpha keratin. Keratin is a type of protein. ठीक है, it is found in skin. Also keratin is found in nails, hair. This is a type of protein which is found in skin, nails and hair. तो keratin से याद रखना, it is a type of protein. Now bones and teeth, I already told you. अभी bones हमने देखा था, is made up of calcium phosphate. तो calcium एक आ गया element and then एक phosphorus आ गया. Now what is the strongest part of our body? It is the human enamel. Now let's move to the digestive system now. Digestion process starts at small intestine. Always remember that digestion does not start from the stomach. This is a misconception. It is the small intestine where the digestion process starts. Posterior parts, the part behind the tongue is sensitive to bitterness. Although all the parts of the human tongue, ठीक है, is sensitive to sweet taste, salty, sour, umami and bitter taste. But if I ask you exclusively about the posterior part, then it is sensitive to bitterness. Else than that, other than that, all the parts of the tongue are equally sensitive to all the taste. But the posterior part is specifically sensitive to bitterness. Now saliva, which is found in mouth, is used in the digestion of carbohydrates. and the enzyme here is amylase, which converts starch to glucose. See, I have mentioned it here. Amylase converts starch to glucose. And glucose, excess of the energy is stored in the form of glycogen. Glycogen, it is saved in muscle and liver. It is accumulated. Now, next, if I talk about liver plays an important role in digestion of fats. This is an important thing to remember. It does not produces fat digesting enzyme. Although liver plays a role in fat digestion, but it does not produces fat digesting enzymes. These fat digesting enzymes are secreted by stomach. Okay, you just need to remember this. Now HCl, hydrochloric acid, it is secreted by stomach and plays an important role in the digestion of fats. Next comes the enzymes. What are enzymes? Enzymes are protein and biocatalyst. The main function of enzyme is to speed up the digestive process. I hope you know this. Enzymes are used to speed up the digestive process, and these are a type of protein and biocatalyst. Zymase is a type of enzyme and it is used to convert glucose to ethanol. ठीक है. अभी currently ethanol is also considered as an alternative fuel to petrol and diesel. ठीक है. That is why a biofuel policy was launched in India in around the year 2018, which specifically focus on flex fuel vehicles. What are flex fuel vehicles? These are the vehicles which can work on ethanol as well as petrol or the mixture of both. Okay, so ethanol is pretty much in news. This is a type of biofuel, so you need to remember this. And main component which is used to produce ethanol is sugarcane molasses. So I hope this part is clear. अगर क्लियर नहीं हुआ है तो you can watch this video multiple times and revise, so you will have a good idea about the things that I have told. Now liver is a place where urea is produced. Urea is the nitrogenous compound which is found. So urea is mainly composed of nitrogen. Now what are pepsin? As the name suggests, P for pepsin and P for proteins. It is an enzyme which is used in the digestion of protein. ठीक है. प्रोटीन का डाइजेशन happens in stomach. ठीक है. It converts, the pepsin converts protein to amino acid. So just remember, protein का digestion happens at stomach. The appendix is attached to the large intestine. Extra glucose or a form of energy, I have already told you, it gets converted to glycogen and it is stored in the liver. Stones, if a person has a stone in gallbladder, it affects the digestion of fat. Okay? That is why whenever there is stone in gallbladder, it is advised to perform a surgery to remove the gallbladder, as the stones cannot be separated out of the gallbladder. And also these stones are made up of calcium oxalate. These stones are made up of calcium oxalate. Now if I talk about the largest gland, it is the liver, which is the largest gland, and this liver secretes bile, and the bile is stored in gallbladder. I hope you are understanding this chronology. Largest gland, we have liver. Liver secretes bile, and this bile is then stored in the gallbladder. Now let us talk about vitamins, which is the most important part, and one question is always asked from this part. Now vitamins were invented by Funk, and also if I talk about vitamins, these are organic compounds. These are accessory dietary factors which acts as a catalyst in energy production in our body. Also, if I talk about vitamin, not all the vitamins in the body are synthesized. Now vitamin B and vitamin C are water soluble, as these are not stored in our body, whereas vitamin A, D, E and K, these vitamins are fat soluble. Okay. Now apples that we eat have potassium, and the patient of heart patient are always advised to eat apples because potassium is good for heart health. Now antioxidants, what are antioxidants? These are used to protect the cell against the free radicals which are produced in the body. Now if I talk about vitamin C, it is obtained from raw and fresh fruits. Some of the examples or some of the fruits or vegetables that are rich in vitamin C are amla, gooseberry and orange. Also the deficiency of vitamin C causes the disease scurvy. Also citric acid and most of the acid, the fruits containing acid are rich in vitamin C, from which amla is the richest source. Amla, gooseberry and orange are some of the richest source. Now vitamin A is responsible for blood coagulation in the body. It is important to remember this. Vitamin B12 and vitamin K are synthesized by human intestine, and these vitamin B, the deficiency of vitamin B causes the disease beriberi. Okay. Now if I talk about vitamin D, calciferol is its chemical name. Lack of vitamin D causes rickets and a disease caused osteoporosis. Now how to remember this? Oste means bones. ठीक है, and this vitamin D contains calcium. So if there is lack of calcium in the body, obviously the bones will get affected, and these bones are known as oste. So the disease starting from oste or osteology, if I tell you, this is a study of bones. So oste means bones, and the vitamin D deficiency causes disease that are related to bones. Now also the natural source of vitamin D is sun rays. So it is advised for the elder people, the old age people, to just walk around in the sun for around 20 to 25 minutes to get the maximum benefit from it. Now if I talk about vitamin A, the lack or the deficiency of which causes night blindness. Now this vitamin A is not formed in the body, and the largest source of vitamin A is mango. Always remember, vitamin A is not formed in the body. Also, if I tell you about vitamin D, it is considered as a hormone. So this you must remember. This is the most important fact. It can be asked, which of the following vitamins is also an hormone? So your answer will be vitamin D. Now B12 is cobalt, and psychobalmin is its chemical name. Vitamin D का richest source है cod liver oil. B6 is rice bran, and vitamin B6 is pyridoxine. Now vitamin K का richest source is alpha alpha. Also we have studies the deficiency of vitamin K, and vitamin K is responsible for blood coagulation. Okay. So what are triglycerides? Triglycerides are type of fats. Now vanispati oil is unsaturated fat. It is good for health. Always remember, जो भी saturated fats हैं, these are bad for human health. Unsaturated fats are always good for health. So vanaspati oil is considered good. Now maximum energy to our body is given by the carbohydrate, fats and proteins. If we take adequate amount of carbohydrate, fats and proteins, the body will have the maximum energy. All essential amino acids are found in egg. Now what is cholesterol? It is a fatty alcohol found in the animal fat. Now let's move to the respiratory system. Alveoli is the site of gaseous exchange. This you must remember. Carbon monoxide, it mixes with the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. Mainly the carbon monoxide mixes with blood. ठीक है, and it causes severe infection. Also carbon monoxide is a type of greenhouse gas. Sorry, not a greenhouse gas, it is an ozone depleting gas, and it causes pollution. It is caused by the inefficient combustion of fuel. Now what is respiration? Respiration is the energy that is produced in the form of ATP, that is adenine triphosphate. The process is known as respiration, and it takes place in both plants as well as animals. Now lungs, the main function of lungs is to maintain the body temperature. Now circulatory system, if we talk about circulatory system, blood is a type of connective tissue. Erythrocytes, these are also known as RBC, these helps in the circulation of blood. And lymphocytes, if I talk about lymphocytes, these are a type of white blood cells. The white blood cells helps to fight disease, and these are responsible for the immune system of our body. Okay, erythrocytes is RBC. Now what is hemoglobin? Hemoglobin is red colored. It carries oxygen from the lungs to cells. Also hemoglobin contains iron, okay, due to which there is the red color of the cells. Also there is a type of soil known as red and yellow soils. पढ़ा होगा ना ज्योग्राफी में. तो रेड सॉइल में क्या होता है, आयरन का कंटेंट ज़्यादा होता है, दैट इज़ द रीज़न वाई द सॉइल इज़ रेड. एंड येलो इज़ ड्यू टू द हाइड्रेशन प्रोसेस. व्हेन देयर इज हाइड्रेशन इन द सॉइल, दैट सॉइल टर्न्स येलो. Now what is the work of the hemoglobin? It carries carbon dioxide away from the tissue to the lungs, and it transports oxygen from the lungs to the other parts of the body. Myoglobin is an oxygen binding protein. Earthworm, it has white blood सबसे पहले. A white blood means that it has no hemoglobin. No hemoglobin means no red blood cells. ठीक है, the hemoglobin is itself dissolved in plasma. That is why the color of the blood of the earthworm is always white. Now RBC red color is due to hemoglobin, and hemoglobin में क्यों होता है, क्योंकि iron is there. The blood pressure in our body is higher than the atmospheric pressure. Normal blood pressure is 120/80. Also the blood pressure is measured by an instrument known as sphygmometer. Now blood grouping was discovered by Landsteiner. This is an important point, you have to remember this. If I talk about the universal donor, O blood group is the universal donor, whereas the universal recipient is AB. What is the pH of blood? It is 7.4. It is slightly basic. ठीक है, 7 से कम अगर तो that is known as acidic, and if it is more than 7, the solution is basic or alkaline. This I have already taught you in the chemistry classes. If you haven't watched the physics and the chemistry part, you can watch, it is already uploaded on the channel. Now what is antigen? It stimulates the formation of antibodies, and antibodies helps us to provide immunity against a certain disease. For example, अभी COVID के time पे the antigen of COVID was provided to create antibodies in the body through various vaccines. Some of the vaccines related to the COVID during the COVID was Sputnik. Sputnik, you have to remember, was from Russia. Covishield was developed in Britain with the help of Serum Institute, and the injection, the vaccine which was developed in India was developed by Bharat Biotech. Name was Covaxin. Okay, it was the Indian vaccine, and this Covaxin was exported to various African countries also. So I have just given you an idea about the vaccines. Now white blood cells protects from diseases. Why is there is a viscous nature, there is a thickness in the human blood? Why is that? It is due to the presence of protein in the blood. RBC is formed in bone marrow. Most important fact, ठीक है, in the spleen there is formation of WBC and the destruction of RBC. Now you have to remember one thing regarding RBC, that it forms in bone marrow. First of all, it forms in bone marrow, and then it dies in the spleen. Whereas spleen की मैं बात करूँ तो formation of WBC takes place in the spleen. Formation of WBC. Now let us now move to the excretory system. So this video will be slightly longer. The videos, upcoming videos will be slightly longer, as I have to complete first of all geography. I will bring world geography पे एक video आएगी from which most of the questions are asked. Then a video will come on economics, and then biology I will finish. History pointers I have already provided, and spectrum will be finished in a day or two. So all of this you can revise and get maximum benefits. You can like these videos also, share this video also if you feel that the videos are good. Now let's move to the excretory system. Now liver, what is the use of liver? It is used for detoxification of alcohol. Now yellow color of the human urine is due to presence of urochrome. ठीक है. Dialysis, what is dialysis? It is the blood purification in human body. The dialysis process if is needed when the kidney fails to purify the blood. Always remember, kidney has nothing to do with the alcohol. Liver, the detoxification of alcohol is done by liver. If a person consumes excess of alcohol, then then his liver gets damaged, his or her liver gets damaged, and this damaging of liver is known as cirrhosis. So cirrhosis is a disease which is related to liver. Now human sweat, what does the human sweat contains? The human sweat contains of zinc, sodium, magnesium and potassium. Also the human sweat, why does the human sweat? It is to regulate the body temperature, and it is a type of transpiration. This you also need to remember. Now the next thing is kidney stone. Kidney stones are formed by calcium oxalate. Now when the kidney fails to function, then the accumulation of nitrogenous waste product is there in the kidney, and it leads to damaging the kidney. All the blood in the body is filtered through the kidney. This I have already told you. When this fails to perform, the kidney gets damaged and the person has to go through dialysis for the purification of blood. Now let's move to the nervous system now. Now what are the pair of cranial nerves? There are 12 pairs. 31 pairs of nerves arise from the spinal cord. Now brain is responsible for regulating the heartbeat. Also the brain is responsible for balancing the body. The spinal cord is the center of reflex action. Exam mein you can have a question on this, ki which of the following is the center of reflex action. Obviously brain, spinal cord and heart will be one of the options. So you will have to tick the spinal cord because it is the center of reflex action. Just a second. Okay. Now cerebrum is the human brain memory. The human brain memory is stored in cerebrum. Now hypothalamus is a part of brain and it is responsible for satiety and thirst condition in human beings. Also hypothalamus regulates the body temperature. Medulla oblongata is responsible for the principles of swelling and vomiting tendencies in a human being. Now let's talk about endocrine system. The endocrine glands are the ductless gland. The smallest endocrine glands are pituitary glands, which are situated in brain. If I talk about pancreas, it is an endocrine gland as well as exocrine gland. Now different types of hormones are there. Now gonads is a type of progesterone. Pituitary gland is a growth hormone. Pancreas secretes insulin and adrenal secretes cortisol. The deficiency or the increasing of sugar level and the insulin is related to diabetes in the human being. Always remember, the insulin is secreted by pancreas. Now progesterone is released by ovaries, which is in female. Testosterone is released by testis of the male, and thyroxine is released by thyroid, and this thyroxine contains iodine, the deficiency of which causes a disease known as goiter. Next come insulin is secreted by pancreas. Secretin is a hormone that stimulates the pancreas for the production of digestive juices. Now let's talk about insulin because it's an important topic, and diabetes is one of the most widely spreading disease in the whole world. Insulin is a type of protein. This insulin is produced by the islets of Langerhans. This is a type of hormone. Insulin mein zinc is present, and this insulin is extracted from the roots of Dahlia plant. Now oxytocin is released in the milk, which are secreted from the mammary glands of the female. Also oxytocin is released by the pituitary gland. Some of the proteins are keratin, fibrin and collagen. These are the examples of some of the proteins. If I talk about the thyroxine, it is a type of hormone, also amino acid. It contains iodine and it has TSH. Now adrenaline hormone is responsible for the anger, fear and danger. ठीक है. Estrogen is released by female. Insulin has glucose and pheromones. If I talk about pheromones, these are used for attracting partner to the sense of smell, and these pheromones is present in insects. This you have to remember. Pheromones is there in insects and it is used for attracting partners through the sense of smell. Now adrenaline is a fight or flight hormone. If I talk about reproduction, the fertilization process occurs in the oviduct and the Sertoli cells are found in the testis. Now let's start here plant physiology also. The process of photosynthesis, the process by which green plant prepare their food by using carbon dioxide using energy from the sunlight. This process is known as photosynthesis. Now which are the components of the chlorophyll? सबसे पहले तो कार्बन, हाइड्रोजन, ऑक्सीजन, नाइट्रोजन and magnesium. These are the different components of chlorophyll. Generally chlorophyll contains largely amount of magnesium. What is the byproduct of the photosynthesis? As I have already told, photosynthesis is the process in which CO2 is taken and oxygen is released. Now glucose का chemical formula is C6H12 and O6. Oxygen process is not required for photosynthesis. I'm sorry, अभी गड़बड़ हो गया मेरे से. This is the process of respiration in plants. ठीक है. Oxygen has nothing to do with the photosynthesis process क्योंकि carbon dioxide is used in presence of water and sunlight to produce energy. What is photolysis of water? Photolysis of water is the outcome of the radiant energy taken by plants in which hydrogen ions and oxygen gas are made by breaking of hydrogen molecules, water molecules. Okay, this is the photolysis of water. Next is photosynthesis. It happens in day or night. It can happen either of the time. Now plant prepare, they use their food. This occurs in chloroplast. Red and blue light is utilized. Also this question has been asked in UPPSC examination and BPSC examination. ठीक है. BPSC के examination में there was an option given कि green light भी use करते हैं. So this was a logical statement क्योंकि plant के पास तो खुद green color के leaves होते हैं तो why would they use green color? So a maximum energy is there in red and blue. So photosynthesis में red and blue light is used. Also light energy to the chemical energy, and chemical energy may be in the form of ATP is produced. Solar energy is converted into potential energy. Now if I talk about chlorella, तो maximum efficiency to convert solar energy into chemical energy ये होता है chlorella में. Now roots, what are the function of roots? It is used for water absorption, it is used to absorb nutrients, and it is used for there to help the plants. Now tree release carbon dioxide at night, and that is the reason why it is not advised to sleep under the tree at night. Now photosynthesis of the photosynthesis using the visible part of the sunlight is done by bacteria. Now next comes plant nutrition. Now what are the functions of the stem of plant? It provides a structure to plant. Secondly, it stores the food. Thirdly, it transports the food from the roots to all the parts. Now, what is the use of xylem? Xylem transports water. Phloem, it transports food. Also, phloem carries the organic nutrients. The plant receive their nutrients mainly from the soil, and जो desert plants होते हैं, ठीक है, these have larger and long roots in order to trap most of the water that is there. Now plant की growth में potassium, calcium and magnesium plays a very important role. Now some of the macronutrients which are required by the plants, and some of the macronutrients are those nutrients which are required in a larger quantity by plant. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, calcium and sulfur, these are some of the macronutrients. Let me repeat it again. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, calcium and sulfur. Now, some of the micronutrients are iron, manganese and copper. These are some of the micronutrients. Sodium is not necessary for the plant. You just need to know this fact. Next comes sulfur. Why is the sulfur used? Sulfur is used to enhance the oil content in mustard. Now, plant accept nitrogen in the form of nitrate. This is an important plant. The important point कि plant जो है वो nitrogen in the form of nitrates accept करते हैं. Boron is necessary for legume formation. Now let us talk about some of the plant hormones here. Now some of the plant hormones are auxins, gibberellins, cytokinin and abscisic acid. Now from here, auxins, gibberellins and cytokinin, these all are growth hormones. You just need to know this. These all are growth hormones, whereas abscisic acid, I'm sorry, spelling mistake के लिए, for as long as abscisic acid is considered, it is a growth inhibitor. Other than abscisic acid, all others, that is auxins, gibberellin and cytokinin, these are growth hormones. Now auxins are responsible for apical dominance. This is found in the shoot of the plant. Gibberellins are responsible for cell elongation. Cytokinin is responsible for cell division, whereas abscisic acid is a growth inhibition and it provides drought tolerance to plant. ठीक है, drought or dried conditions, इसके लिए abscisic acid is responsible. Now ethylene is required by plants in gaseous form. If I talk about acetylene, artificial ripening of fruits is there. Now plant reproduction. Now anthers are the best part to study the meiosis in plants. Also plant reproduction में there is bisexual plants and there is unisexual plants. Unisexual में they either have anther, whereas bisexual में क्या होता है, सिर्फ मेल या फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट होगा, बट बाइसेक्सुअल में these have both मेल एंड फीमेल. एंथर भी होगा, स्टिग्मा भी होगा, एंड यूनिसेक्सुअल में या तो एंथर होगा या स्टिग्मा होगा. नाउ वेजिटेटिव प्रोपागेशन क्या है? इट इज़ अ टाइप ऑफ एसेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन. इसको क्लोनल प्रोपागेशन भी बोलते हैं. सक्सेसिव मिटोसिस ऑफ स्पेशलाइज्ड वेजिटेटिव प्रोपाग्यूल्स सच एज बल्ब, कॉर्न्स, ट्यूबर्स एटसेट्रा. These develop new plants and result in clonal propagation. So vegetative propagation का दूसरा नाम है clonal propagation. See, through vegetative propagation, viral disease could be transferred into the new plant. This vegetative propagation can be practiced most of the year. Now, practice of Guti is a method of vegetative propagation. So, in a question, if you find anywhere the practice of Guti is considered with different options would be there. Vegetative propagation होगा, fragmentation हो जाएगा, budding हो जाएगा. तो you will have to select this option. Now, clonal selection is there in potato. Now, the embryo in plants is found in seeds. Now, stem cutting is used to grow sugarcane, bougainville, carnation and cocoa and grapes. The stem cutting is used to cultivate most of this plant. Geitonogamy, it is the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma to another flower of the same plant. This process is known as geitonogamy. Now, pollinating agents. Different pollinating agents are bats, bees, birds. Also, wind is also a pollinating agent. The hybrid seeds which are used in the plants are required to be changed every year. This high yielding variety of seeds were used for the first time during the Green Revolution. This you need to remember. And this Green Revolution was mainly in first phase done in the northern states of Punjab, Andhra, etc. So, although Andhra is a southern state, but Punjab, Haryana were mainly responsible in the north for starting the Green Revolution. Also, wheat seeds were used and these hybrid seeds were produced in Mexico. So this is information about the Green Revolution. MS Swaminathan has also been given Bharat Ratna for this. So you just need to remember this. इस साल के लिए बहुत important है. Let's see about the plants that have economic importance. Now, litmus, which is used to make litmus paper, it is obtained from lichens. Aloe vera plant has a medicinal property. It is very good for the immune system. It is very good for the skin, and it is very useful for the digestive system. Now, tulsi plants have some medicinal properties, which is due to the presence of phenols and flavonoids. Now, if I talk about palm oil, it is native to Africa and it is used in preparation of biofuels. So, about biofuels, I have already told you. Now, biofuels में कौन से plants are used? Cassava is used. Damaged wheat grains, or the wheat grains which are of no use, rotten potatoes and sugar beets, these are used to prepare biofuels. Now, which of the following are petrocrops, or the or the crops which are used for the purpose of producing petroleum products? These are hydrocarbon and lipids. Jatropha carcass, this is used for preparing biodiesel. Ethanol production is mainly used through sugarcane. In other words, sugarcane is used for ethanol production. If I talk about sugarcane production, the best or the largest producing state of sugarcane producing state in India is Uttar Pradesh. Molasses are used for producing power alcohol. Stimulant in leaves, it is caffeine. Seaweeds which are found from the ocean ecosystem are the source of iodine, and iodine is released by thyroxine, the deficiency of which causes goiter disease. Now, these are the plant products. Camphor, vanilla and chicory, these are the examples of plant product. Now, Astaphida, this is called hing in Hindi. This is obtained from tree and it is obtained from the dried latex of the plant. Now, opium is a type of fruit. Hing is obtained from root. Rubber is obtained from stem. Quinine is produced from the bark of cinchona. If I talk about rubber, the largest rubber producing state in India is Kerala. Do remember this. ठीक है, and इसका ये याद रखना, opium is obtained from fruit. Hing is obtained from the root of the plant. Rubber from the stem. Now, if I talk about quinine, it is obtained from the bark of cinchona. Also, quinine is largely known for the treatment of malaria. Okay? And this is a type of angiosperm. Now, angiosperms are the plants in which the seed is protected. Seed as an outer covering and it is protected. Now, what are gymnosperms? Gymnosperms are those which have which outer covering is not protected by the outer covering. The seeds are not protected by the outer covering. I hope this is clear. Now, the tapa cloth are obtained from muraki. So this is all regarding the biology. Hardly one more class will come on biology and then biology will also be finished. So subsequently I will finish physics, chemistry and bio. The upcoming classes is on geography. One more class will be there on the spectrum through notes, and then I'll start with economy. So as I have promised these three subjects, I'll complete it. So if you like this video, do give it a like. Comment section में बताना कि वीडियो कैसी लगी, and do share also अगर you like the content. Till then, keep watching, keep studying and keep practicing. Thank you.